Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Kingdom Season 1 episode number 2 reaction. Okay, so the previous episode, it was the beginning of the show and we get introduced to Yo and Shin, and they had this big dream of becoming like soldiers, like fight for like the king and everything, and becoming big. They had that dream and they fought and they practiced from their childhood, and finally Yo got the opportunity to go and work with the king and like get associated with them. However, later on we get to know that he was probably like the body double, and that is why he got involved in the conspiracy and he got killed. Obviously, Shane is not happy about this, but the thing that like he gave him a parchment of paper and told him to take it to some place, and Shin went there, and now he has been confronted with another person who looks exactly like Yo, and that is where the whole episode ended. So I think obviously it's pretty obvious what has happened. He was a body double of him, and he got killed. Uh, in the process. So I feel like Shin won't really be happy about this whole situation, because technically it is, like he is his friend. He lost his life because of this whole situation. So but let's see what happens in today's episode number 2. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here, sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah. There you go. Exactly like him. Right. He's confused. He's like, "What's happening? I just saw him." Hmm. Hmm. Okay. An encounter with destiny. Okay. All right. Oh, is this the person who was following him? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, up this guy. Yeah. They all got beaten down. Yep. The rib is broken. Damn. Yeah, you look at your face. Yeah. Oh boy, this guy. Great. Don't try to mess with this guy. He's probably going to kill you guys. Yeah, well, okay. You see that and you try to mess with him. What is wrong with you guys? You just got beaten up. Oh, yep. Oh boy, here we go. They had to mess with him. Okay. We're millions there. 200. Oh, clan of assassins. Okay. Okay, what is that? That a that's a kid, isn't it? What? Mm, why you have the same face? Yep. Oh boy. Yeah, he's here. The assassin. Oh god. Damn. I Ace, that's his name. Hiking Ace. Yeah. He Oh boy. Bruh. Yep, he is pissed. Oh boy. Mm. Oh boy. And okay, I'll yeah, he's like putting everything together. And yeah, and he killed him because he was his body double. Yup. Bruh. Oh boy. Yeah, but you also, yeah, first you. You're the ones who's going to. Yeah, he's the one who killed him. So okay. Oh, right. Yeah, he's too strong. He's too experienced. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh, he stopped it. Okay. Oh god. Ah, the kick. Yep. Oh my god. He looks disinterested in this whole situation. Doesn't seem like he's concerned about the fact that he's in danger. Okay, Kang Yu, Kingdom of Jin. Okay. Oh, is this the brother? Yeah, this is the brother, isn't it? Yep. Take you. Oh my god. Ugh. Ugh. Ketchi. Another obstacle. Who? Um. Yeah, I was wondering. It's probably him. Oh. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, it was. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, there it is. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I was going to say he's probably going to be mad at the fact that he's the one saying that. Yeah, obviously they don't care about what's happening. Yeah, in the royalty they don't care. Oh, yes, the force is damn. Oh, nice. Okay. He's struggling actually. You underestimated him too much, so he's struggling now. Maybe that Shin is stronger. Yeah, you just said it. An opponent to fears from how? I don't think he was doing that. Right. That makes no sense. However, oh, I see. I can see what's happening. So basically, when he sets his mind to it, then he's definitely winning. Like, okay, I can see what he's saying. So the severity of the situation changes the way he. What the hell was that? Okay. Damn. What? Damn. Red guy. He was so confident up until now. Now it's just. Yeah, but. Oh. Okay, got his stomach. Oh, got another one. Wasn't he boasting about like his clan being the strongest or whatever? And now. Oh! Damn! Oh! Oh! Yes! Okay. Wow. This is what happens when you underestimate, someone and then you get caught off guard. Yeah, you. I don't believe him. This guy's an assassin. He's lying through his teeth. He's lying. He's lying. Don't believe him. No, 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 no. He's lying. He said that especially to. Oh no. Here we go. Yeah, Hyo took his life, obvious. Not Hyo, what's his name? Say, I forgot his name. What? So he's saying that this was Hyo's decision. Hmm. Not necessarily like that, like, but I can understand his frustrations. What the? No. What? An earthquake? Oh no, an army or something like that. A lot of people are coming. Yeah, that's why. Oh god. What the hell? Okay, these guys are actually ridiculous. They're just killing everyone in. Oh boy. Yeah. Hey, move. Why are you standing? Yeah. They've been sent to. Yeah. Yeah. Right. No, he defeat. Wow. Oh, what the? Right. Um. Wait, is this Rie Kugimiya's voice? Yeah. Oh wow, I wasn't expecting her to be one of the voice actors. Right. Hmm. Okay, that is it. Right, that was this episode number 2 of Kingdom. So, what's his name? Shin. Yeah, Shin has come to this little shack where he was supposed to come. Hyo told him, and he found the king, the High King. Wait, let me check. What is his name? Um, wait a minute. I need to remember the names. Just a minute. Um. Okay. Where is that part? Where? Wait. High King Ace. Wait, so his name is Ace, and the brother's name is Seikyo, isn't it? I think so. Ace and Seikyo. I'll probably forget again. Right. So that's his name. So he is obviously the person he was standing in for. That was his body double, and that is why he got tangled up in this whole situation and got killed. Obviously, say Shin is not happy about that. Shin is like he got involved in your nonsense, your like royal family like situation, and this is what happened. And what's interesting? He says Ace is like, oh, you said this is a petty situation, and he's like, yeah, obviously, because we don't care about what happens with the royal family. You guys are at each other's throats. That's your problem. Because of your internal problem, you involved my friend, and he ultimately got killed. And what Say has to say about this is kind of interesting. He says that obviously that Hyo knew about it, and he chose this path, and he knew about everything, and he chose to aid me in this path. And this is what happened. So he definitely was aware that this might have happened. Knowingly, he decided to aid me, and this is the outcome that happened. So obviously, I can see his point here, because technically, yeah, it is true. I guess he could have easily refused. I don't know what would have happened then, though, if he refused to become the body double of the king. But he didn't. He decided to stay there, and this was probably the way he thought that, what, this is probably how I'm going to chase my dream, because he was just so close to getting a hold of his dream, yo. So yeah, but unfortunately the worst came true, where the ultimate outcome was something that everybody wanted to avoid, but it still happened, that he ended up getting killed. So yeah, in a way, I can it's just nobody is really at fault here. I can see I can see both the what's that word? I can see both the perspective on this. I can understand Shin's frustrations. I can understand what Ace had to say about this whole situation. Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation, but Hyo was the one who chose this, and he wanted to follow this path, and this is what happened. While Shin's logic is basically like, yeah, you guys are at each other's throats, you and your brother, but you got my friend involved in this, because of a nonsense like this. Yeah, like I can understand both of their like like situations and both of their points of view. Nobody is really at fault here. It's just like I guess you could say obviously there is someone at fault here, which is his brother. you know at the end of the day, he's the one at fault. So yeah, that's what's happening. And what's funny, this guy, this Crimson whatever assassin guy, he was like, oh, this is so interesting. Oh yeah, you want to kill him, you can do so. And I'm like, yeah, you think that's what he's going to do? First of all, you're the one who killed Hyo. I don't think like he has any like he the first person Shin is probably trying to like will try to kill is you, probably, because you're the one who killed him ultimately. Yeah, the situation like is like this. And why this happened was probably because of the whole royal family squabble between each other. you know but the one who killed him was you. So, and you have the gall to say this in front of him. Like bro. And yeah, and that is why, and that's exactly what he like Shin was like, yeah, like you're the one to talk, I'm going to kill you first, you're the one who killed him. And there you go. And so now is another interesting thing about this episode, where we get to see Hyo explaining or telling Ace what type of person Shin is and how strong he is. So this is obviously what I understood. So basically, Hyo was like, oh, we both fight each other, and we are like at equal, like each one of us has lost the same amount of time the other one has lost. And we, in skill wise and everything, we are equal. However, Shin is stronger than me, which obviously contradicts his whole statement. So Ace was like, that makes no sense. You said that you both are equal, but then you said that it's like Shin is strong. How does that work? So as far as I could understand, so basically, as he says, as he gives an example, the example is that, like, a scenario where, for example, Hyo won that match. The next day, most definitely, Shin is the one who wins. And I'm guessing, as he says, every single time that has happened. So I think I can understand what he's trying to say. It's basically like, like the situation and the severity of the situation and the circumstances. That is what dictates how much, I guess you could say, how much power he shows, or how much talent he shows. So basically, when they're fighting and when they're at tie, they're fighting normally, and then one day suddenly he loses, and he's like, oh no, this is bad. The distance of our scores will get wider if I lose the next one again. And he gets more serious the next day. And that is why every single time when he loses 1 point, the next day he wins. He definitely wins. And I can see what he's trying to say. This definitely shows that he is way stronger than Hyo. Because like once or twice I can understand, but someone who can, if after getting defeated, who can like bridge that gap immediately the next day, every single time this happens, not once or twice, every single time he's done the same thing, it definitely shows that he has way more potential than he thinks he has. When in situations like this, in serious situations where he has to do something and he knows that like he cannot fail, he is able to do it, and that in itself shows how way stronger he is than Shin. So that kind of thing. And this situation is definitely one of those situations. He cannot lose here. And that is why he said that, what, he's there, he can definitely protect you. We're equal in skill and everything, however, he's way stronger than me because of this. And that's very interesting, like I can understand. Basically, it's like, obviously, like in situations of less priority, he probably just fights normally. But then when something needs to be done, he gives his all, and he shows like extra extra mastery in his swordsmanship in situations like this where you cannot lose. So yeah, and he was able to defeat this assassin guy. Someone like him who has fought so much and like has killed a lot of people and everything, he got defeated by him. And I'm not guessing, but I'm pretty sure that one of the biggest reason why he like failed here, this assassin guy, is definitely because he underestimated him. Like when you underestimate someone, like it's like, like a cycle. When you underestimate someone and you see that, like, oh, he's a little kid, that's how he saw him, and he's like, oh, I've fought way more battles and killed way more people than he ever has, I have way more experience, I'm way more stronger, so I could easily beat him. That was his mindset. And this is where the whole like thing starts, this whole like, what can I say, this situation where he, his pride or his ego is like, oh, I can never lose to this person. But then when he gets pushed back, he's like, his ego is obviously is getting like injured, and he's like, wait a minute, what the hell, like, how can this happen? This little kid, he's actually pushing me back, and this starts a whole domino effect, so obviously, since his pride is getting hurt, he starts, I guess you could say, like panicking, trying to salvage the situation, but he's not able to, and he panics even more. His ego is hurt even more. And this is why I say it's a whole domino effect. So as soon as you underestimate someone and that someone starts beating you at your own game, the whole domino effect starts. When you start to panic, you lose your cool and you make more mistakes. And that is exactly what happened. I feel like if he didn't underestimate Shin, and he fought him like a proper warrior, not underestimating, and just like giving his all from the beginning, I feel like Shin wouldn't have been able to defeat him. Because it is true, he is an assassin. He's been fighting for so long. He has fought actual people. He has killed actual people. So someone like him, I'm sure he definitely would have been able to beat Shin. Maybe he would have struggled, but he definitely would have been able to beat him. But like I said, his pride, his ego got in the way. They became like an obstruction for him. He panicked. He immediately panicked and started sweating when realizing that, what, if I lose this one, in no way can this happen. And whenever ego and pride gets involved in situations like this, it's over for you. So never, as that is why they say, never underestimate your opponent, however, like weak they may seem. They can completely like make you eat your words, and that's what happened here. Yeah. And that is how this whole thing happened, and he got killed. And in the end, obviously we see the king's brother, Sei's brother, he sent these people to like get him. And yeah, and now this little child, he or she is like, I'm guessing that's a girl because Rie Kugumiya's voice acting, like this is Rie Kugumiya's voice actress. Sorry, this is Rie Kugumiya's voice. However, I don't know, maybe it's a boy, or I'm not really sure if it's a boy or a girl, because sometimes like female voice actors also act in like small children's like roles. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. So what, let's wait. I'm guessing we're going to get our answer in the next episode, who this person is, if it's a boy or a girl, and or something like that. But I'm guessing that's a girl because Rie Kugimiya basically. But then again, like I said, Rie Kugimiya has done a lot of voices for little boys as well, because when you're a kid, your pitch is kind of high usually. Even if you're a boy or a girl, it doesn't matter. So that's why a lot of female like voice actors do the voice acting of little kids. Even if they're a boy or a girl, it doesn't matter. So that's why I cannot really like guess who this is. But let's wait. Next episode will probably tell us. However, this little kid, this person, they just, I don't know, like I don't know why they're wearing like a, what is that? Is that a chicken? I don't know. Looks like a bird costume or whatever. And like the kid is like, I know a way, come with me. And that's where it ended. So let's see how this goes and how they're able to get out of this whole situation. All right, that was my overall impression on this episode. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the first section, we get to see Shin come to the hut and looking at Ace, he's like, what the hell? Who are you? I'm confused. You look like Shin, you look like Hyo, but you're not Ho, that I'm pretty sure. But then why do you look like Hyo? He's like, obviously he's very confused. Like, you can't really blame him because he literally saw his friend die in front of him a few moments ago, and then that same face is in front of him, and he's like, what is happening? You know? But anyways, while all of this was going on, the assassin, he comes in and just immediately kills this one guy, and I'm like, I'm like, come on, man, you just don't try to mess with people, especially people, someone who looks like that, just don't. He just look at his face. He looks dangerous. And these guys, they got beaten up by a kid, and now they're trying to act tough by, and he was, and he just got killed immediately over there. So yeah, and then the other guys were like, oh, I recognize him. He is, where's that part? I've seen that outfit before. It can be a Vermilion Slayer. So all the assassins of their clan are called Vermilion Slayers, I'm guessing. He's a Vermilion Slayer from a clan of assassins said to have a 200-year history. There you go. Yeah, they say if they target you, your life is no more. Okay, so there you go. We now know who this person is. And then we are back with Shin and Ace talking. And Shin is like, what's happening here? Ace is like, not enough time. I cannot explain everything now. They're already here. So they come out of the room, and yeah, that Vermilion Slayer is here. And he answers his question for him. He's like, oh, so there you are, High King Ace. And this is why everything clicks for Shin. Shin is like, wait a minute. So this is what is happening. And you know what, like, as soon as he realized this is the king, everything fell into place, because that's, like, it's just like that. There was like, one puzzle piece missing. As soon as that puzzle piece got, like, filled up, he immediately put everything together. As soon as he realized he's the king, he was like, oh, the fact that he looks same as Hyo made me realize what's going on. And he realized that he was just a body double for him, and Hyo got killed in that process because this assassin thought that he was him. Hyo was Hyo was Ace. That is why. And he, he realized that. And obviously he's frustrated of the whole situation, and he's like, what the hell, because of you and your family squabbles, internal squabbles, my friend had to die. And yeah, and now, like I said, this dude here, this Crimson Slayer guy, he tries to act smart, and he's like, oh, like, okay, you could kill him, but just give me his head. I'm like, nah, man, like, what are you on about? You're the one who killed him ultimately. Like, you cannot try to turn this whole thing around and act as if you're not involved in this situation. Like, what? And yeah, and like, Hyo was like, shut up, like, like, you're the one to talk. And he's like, first I'm going to kill you, take my revenge, and then I'll deal with him. And he starts his battle against this guy. Now, obviously, Shin is strong, but this guy is way bigger than him, way stronger, has seen a lot more battles than him, and that is what I said, like, I'm pretty sure, like, I'm like 50% sure that if he took Shin seriously, didn't underestimate him, Shin never would have been able to win this. The fact that he underestimated him so hard that when he started to get pushed back, his ego and his like pride, it broke down completely, and that made him panic. He tried to salvage the situation, making more mistakes, and completely getting destroyed by Shin. And yeah, so either way, he's like, oh, like, your sword hasn't tasted blood, you're strong, but you cannot do anything against me, stuff like that. And he kind of like, like, attacks Shin, and Shin falls down on the ground, cannot get up. And then he's like, all right, time for you to die. Ace. And at that point of time in Kanyo, we get to see this guy here, the king, or like the king's brother. Wait, what was his name? Now, okay, you know what? I need to remember this guy's name as well. I think his name was Seikyo, wasn't it? You know what? Let me check. Right, Seikyo. Yep. So say Ace and Seikyo. Okay. Ace and Seikyo. Right. Okay, so Seikyo is like, oh, my brother is still not dead and everything, you know, like, where's my brother's head? This and that. And later on, Ketsushi comes in, and Ketsushi's like, oh, don't worry, we have sent the Vermilion Slayers against him. And he'll soon, like, die. And here's where Seikyo, he says that, yeah, my brother is a different matter, but there's another big obstacle, which is Sobokyu. I think that was his name. Shobun-kun. Okay, Shobun-kun. Right. So he says that, oh, concerning Shobun-kun, I've sent the ones who turned Shohei into hell. And now we get to know about another like situation that has happened before, another like thing. The Battle of Shohei. So as they explain, at Shohei, Achin army drove the kingdom of Sho's forces into a castle, cut off their food supply. Okay. They say the soldiers of the Sho army, in the pangs of starvation, began killing one another for meat to eat. That's how our kingdom of Shin won victory in the battle. But the commanding general, General Haki, had 50,000 prisoners of war beheaded and 400,000 soldiers buried alive. That was the hellish battle of Shohei. Okay, so he's saying the ones who did that, they were sent to deal with Shogun-kun. Okay, I see. So that's what's happening. And that is why they're so confident about like, oh, everything will be fine. Okay. And then we're back again to Ace and this assassin guy. So assassin guy is like, all right, time for you to die. But then Shin gets up and Shin's like, wait, it's not over yet. You've still not defeated me. And yeah, and here I guess you could say that Ace was like, oh, don't think about anything else, only think about Hyo and like avenging him and all that. And he's like, you're the one to talk, do not bring up his name. And he said, obviously, like, I can understand his frustrations. As he says, Hyo was just beginning his life, he had so much to do, and just because of your petty like sibling quarrel or whatever the hell it is, you like this happened. At which Ace was like, oh, petty? And he's like, yes, petty. We people of the bottom have no interest in who's the king. Which is, I guess it is true, if you think about it. People like them, obviously, whose only thing that they think about is that they have to put food on the table for every single day. They do not have time for politics or knowing what's happening, and like all they want is a better life, and for the better life they have to work hard every single day, work tirelessly. People who are like a lot, like economically a lot more better than these, like like people like them who have a lot more time to invest, they like worry about stuff like this, like people like them who are working every single day tirelessly to bring food on their table every single day. They don't have time for any of that, and they that's why I said we people on the bottom, we have no interest in who is the king. And that's why he's like, because of this, and even if he had interest in who's the king, it's still like the whole point still holds. It was because of their fight, sibling fight or whatever, their own problem that this whole situation started. and he and his friend got involved in this. So like it's still like like the like I can understand his frustrations, but what like what's his name Ace had to say was kind of interesting. He says that later on. I'm going to read that section later, but before that, we get to see Shin attacked and stopped, and not, yeah, he's now like pushing him back, pushing the assassin back, and this is where we get to know what um what's his name? I'm always struggling for the name. Hyo, yeah. This is where we get to know what Hyo said to Ace about Shin. So like I discussed about this. It makes sense kind of, because as he said that even though we are equal in skills, whenever I win one point, the next day immediately he wins. And every single time that has happened, which obviously means based on the severity of the situation, he shows his true potential. That kind of thing. Like he blooms when the situation is dire. Kind of like that. Like sometimes when you're like, I don't know, like you have to do something and the deadline is approaching, like one day left or something, you have to do something, and that day you're like, what, I have to do this, and you just like completely like become a different beast and complete the whole thing in one day. That has happened up to a lot of people. I'm pretty sure, like especially when I was in school with homework and stuff. I used to keep it off for the final day, and I'm like, I'd do it later, and it's like a homework that you need at least 2 to 3 days to do, and then you're in the final day, and I'm like, good God, what should I do now? And I just go all out, and I complete like a 3 days work in one day. That kind of thing, based on the situation. Like he shows his true talent. He blooms, basically that. And this situation is definitely one of those, and that is why he was able to completely overpower this guy. And again, like I said, it worked 2 ways. If one of the ways didn't go well, Shin would have lost. By both ways, what I'm saying is like he started showing his talent when in a bad situation like this, while this dude, this assassin guy, he underestimated him. Since both worked in opposite direction, it actually, like he was able to defeat him. If he didn't underestimate him, he probably still he couldn't have defeated him. I don't know, that's what I think, at least, because again, underestimating your opponent is very bad, especially in a life and death battle like that. You never do that. Once you do that, like a lot of things get involved in it. Like your ego, your pride. Underestimating your opponent in itself brings the whole ego and pride into the equation, and that is where it gets messy. In a life and death battle, you shouldn't let your ego and pride do the talking. It's a recipe for disaster. And yeah, that is what happened here. He was like, what is this happening? How can I be defeated by this guy? How am I getting pushed back by him? And he tries a lot of things to do. He tries to attack him, however, like Shin just dodges all of the like jabs, and then Shin finally like jumps up and just slashes him, and he's dead over there. So, and now he tries to act smart, and he's like, oh, I have a family, I have 4 children, if I die they'll be orphans, and I'm like, yeah, you're lying. In no way you're bringing that up now. And if you really had family and children, and if you really are concerned about them, you wouldn't have been in this profession to begin with. That is the whole thing. Like, if you really are that concerned about your family, why are you doing this profession? Why are you here? It's a freaking lie, obviously. He's lying. So to lower his guard and so that he can attack him. And these guys are assassins. They'll play dirty like this. And as soon as he said orphans, obviously Shin kind of hesitated. But Ace came in and just killed him immediately. And he's like, yeah, you know what? You're lying. He also says your children have no bearing upon your crimes. Yeah, so there you go. Right. So after that, he says that, so it says like, what will you do now? Will you kill me? If you kill me, you can do that. However, a lot of people have been involved with keeping me alive, including Hyo. So basically you will be going against them completely and trampling all their efforts underneath your foot. And here he says, like Shin is like, knowing that Hyo would be attacked by someone like this, why do you stand by and let Hyo die? And he says, like, a life belongs to no one else, only to the person himself. Um, and then he says, still, a person has a path. How a person uses that life, that is his path. Basically, in simple words, he's saying that this was Hyo's decision. This was his path that he wanted to walk, and he walked it, and this is the result of that. So, and he says, you likely not understand this now, but in order to become a great general, Hyo became my stand-in. There you go. And this was the path that Hyo chose at that time. It seems you still haven't found your path yet. So, and then he kind of realizes that other army are coming and attacking. Those villagers, they got immediately killed by these guys. Like, they start attacking. And he's like, this is a bad situation. What now? And he sees that they're literally being surrounded. And Shin's like, okay, you follow me. Like I'm going to help you out now. Later on, I'll think about what to do with you. For now, let's get out of here. Like, we have to survive. But it's problem. Obviously, they're literally being surrounded. But he's like, oh, definitely, we'll definitely survive this. Don't worry. I can break through the whole thing. And he was just thinking of what to do. Like literally brute strengthening this whole thing. But then before they're able to do anything, in comes this kid, and this kid is like, oh, like you want to escape? Come with me. I'll show you. And that's where it ended. So there you go. Yeah, so that was it. We got to see the first interaction between Shin and Ace, and yeah, let's see where this leads to. Obviously, first of all, we need to survive, and I don't really know what they're going to do after that, because they're literally wanted people now in this kingdom. Like, as soon as his brothers people find him, they're going to try to kill him. So they'll probably have to go in hiding or something. I don't know. Let's see. And then again, the whole Shogun-kun situation as well. He probably was the only one who could have helped us in this situation, but we get to know that he's also involved in some other nonsense that is going on. So, so let's see how this goes. So that is it. Thanks for watching. This was my reaction to episode 2 of Kingdom Season 1. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. That is it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with another episode of Kingdom. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.